Hey everyone, we are going to look at Illustrator and look at how we can make a box from an Illustrator file. And we're going to output this to the laser cutter. So a couple things that I need up are Windows, Pathfinder window, transform window right up here. And I need my snap to guides on, snap to grids, and I'm also going to show a grid. And I'm going to pull up my rulers. I just Command R, and I'm also going to hold down Shift, and that will enable my rulers to snap exactly to my units of measurement. I am going to make my box 3 inches wide by 4 inches tall. And so I'm going to need 4 of these rectangles, but I'm also going to need a top and bottom. So I'm going to have a top and bottom square. So let's zoom in on this and draw my square. I'm not going to use any fills in these. And that's fine. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to make a kind of zigzag pattern for those dovetails to join really nicely and precisely. So I need to make a tool that's exactly a 1/4 inch, or I'm sorry, it's exactly double the size of my material that the box is going to be made out of. So if you have calipers to measure your material, or a ruler might do, mine is 1/8 inch ply, so I need to make a tool double the size of that, so I'm going to make a tool a 1/4 inch wide. Now I could do it with this grid, but I can also go into transform and make it absolutely precise. And 1 inch is a little tall, so I'll just make it a little bit smaller. Larger the smaller the dovetails, or the smaller the cuts, the more secure it is. I'm just going to make mine kind of a modest, perfectly functional size. Okay, so you can see that this doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to click and drag over all of them and then drag down to the bottom, and to make that stretch bottom to top, and then I'm going to select them and hold down the Option key and the Shift key and duplicate them right there. And then you can see I saved one so that I could make a vertical version. So I'm going to go ahead and use my rotation tool and my shift tool to make that horizontal, and then I'm holding down Option and Option Shift, Option click Shift actually, and let's see if that actually fits. Looks like it might. Nope. So I'm going to do the same thing, click and drag over everything and then stretch that out, and that's fine. Then I'm going to click and keep not grabbing those. Duplicate that with my Shift key, and you notice I didn't go all the way the outer edge of the tool, but I took it to the edge of the box. Okay, so now I want to do the same thing down here. Option, click, Shift, Option, come on, because I don't have a fill in here. It's a little bit trickier, but to just grab that edge. Okay, but it is quite doable. So find the rotation tool, hold down Shift, get exactly where I want it, and lay it out like that. Okay, so you can see that I'm building a pattern where I want to make a sawtooth kind of pattern. So bear with me for a second and just follow along and you'll see where I'm going with this. What we're going to do is select every other square and delete it. And the same down here. Every other square. And delete it. Great. You can't see that black line, but it's there. So yeah, it's there. So what I'm going to do now is, in order to get that sawtooth pattern, I'm going to create an outline. And the great tool for doing that is called the Pathfinders. And I'm going to select this tool right here and click on it. And miraculously, it makes this lovely path. And if I duplicate it, you can see how these fit together. And I need 4 of them, so I might as well just go ahead and duplicate that and duplicate that. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing here, select all and give it a path, and then I just need 2 of those, and so that looks excellent. So I'm going to select all and get this ready for the laser cutter. And the only thing I need to do is make this line weight super thin. 0.0001 is what I'm going to make it. And I can send it to the laser cutter just fine like this. That will work, but and it will give a vector cut around the whole thing, and I'm ready to go with my box. If I want to take it one little step further, I can add an engraving bit to it. And in that case, I'm going to actually make these lines RGB red. So the laser cutter will be able to distinguish cuts from an engraving. And so what I have here is, this is just a JPEG that I traced using image trace, and it is, as you can see, it's a fill, a solid fill with no stroke, and that will actually tell the laser cutter that a black solid is an engraving and the red thin outline is a cut. And so I can send them with one print to get the whole thing. And then I can cut them out and make my box. Okay, so enjoy.